welcome, brothers, welcome, sisters, welcome to our program On Target. As soon as we start this program, you can pick up the telephone. The number is 442-0175 and make your contribution. We never have a subject matter. We speak about anything, politics, religion, socioeconomic issues. Whether it is the regional war going on between Ukraine and Russia, whether it's what is going on between Israel and the ICC and Iran. The ICC has ordered for the arrest of Netanyahu, and Iran leader want him dead. Well, you know the Iranians want the Jews dead. They want them under the bottom of the sea. A number of leaders in the world too, some of them stating it quietly, they want to kill the Jews. They want the Jews dead. And they forged some peace treaty between Hezbollah, Lebanon, and Israel. I think that started yesterday. In the Caribbean, we have issues with Haiti. But sometimes we prefer not to talk about Haiti. And when we speak about them, we tend to lie to them. The Prime Minister of Grenada went to the United Nations and lied. He deceived the Haitians, the children of Christophe. Mia Motley speaking glowing terms about the Haitian, but she bringing in nurses from Africa. Instead of taking Haitians and train them as nurses. Haitians want to come in Barbados. They're preventing the Haitians from coming. And they go in and pick up nurses in Africa. While we in the Caribbean exporting our children to England and other countries to work, and we asking for reparation. It's a paradox. Great hypocrisy. Our leaders asking for reparation, but we encouraging our young blood, our young energy between 18 and 30 to go in the British Army and work. We have a lot of paradox going on. And we in Grenada here, we have our own challenges. We on YouTube, Facebook, RealFM 91.9, 91.5, and we on the FM station in Brooklyn, New York, 94.9. You have the power. 442-0175. Pick up and call. I want to show this statement outside to provoke discussion. I do hope parents, educators, teachers, the University of the West Indies would take a glance at it and see if it is worthy of discussion. Our children should be well educated, multi-skilled, multi-talented, and endowed with the characteristic that gives them the competitive edge in the marketplace. And that should take place by the time they exit secondary school. So we're not talking about some 30 and 40-year-old mama now and papa. We're talking about people exiting secondary school. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good day, sir.
Yes, my brother.
Well, I have to open back this morning. The reason for that, I started to make my statement on a program this morning, but I did not complete.
Your radio in the back was giving a feedback.
Problem.
Yeah, it didn't have a problem. The radio was on, just as it is on now.
I want to firstly ask you a question. What is the policy of the National Democrat Congress? The reason I ask you that, I knew that when burial passed, they say burial is for no color, whether you use NDC, whether you use NNP, you're supposed to inherit whatever help comes from the government. Surprisingly, I had a couple sheets of governors which raised up. When they passed, they asked me what happened. I said, no, my my roof is okay, but I need some galvanizing. They said, no problem. To my greatest surprise, yesterday, activists on the ground is saying, a man as me who had so much power before in NNP, I used to be distributing material. I should not be coming now and asking NDC for any help at all, whatsoever. So that means I don't have to share a big NNP like me, they're supposed to be. This is a mad statement. And this is being made by political activists of the NDC. I am not saying the leadership knows what has been saying on the ground. But this send a bad message for the people of this country. I used to be helping anybody when I was in authority.
Caller.
And don't even help my own self.
Caller. You said you don't know if the leadership know about it. The NDC policy is restorative justice. That's the policy. Restorative justice in its practicality. The workability on the ground is political mischief and political victimization. The government set up mobilization in MIT for political mischief. The Prime Minister is inciting violence against the opponent. You expect them to treat you better. You are known NNP who calls on radio program regular. You really expect them to treat you better. Hey, caller?
I realize.
You really expect them.
Victimization is too plain now.
Well, you're disappointing me if you expect them.
And victimization in all areas.
But you see,
in houses,
you see, my brother,
in jobs,
my
in all
brother,
areas. This is very serious.
My brother, you could speak about issues where other people is affected. Try to mitigate, but don't worry about you. The NDC is a vindictive group of individuals. So you should not expect them to want to help you. That is asking too much. Yeah. The NDC have always had this vindictive policy. Now they worse today. But a man like you, if you expect assistance from NDC, you're naive. If they help you, it's just a test case to see whether help Gabi. But based upon the policy, people like you, they want you to pound stone in the river. The minister, while he's in parliament, and while parliament was going on, he was posting who he wants to have. While parliament was going on, you know. The minister was preoccupied posting negatively against somebody who is what his mother. That is the NDC. Sometimes you people look shocked. And I always say we must spend time in Grenada studying the policies of political party and educating ourselves. The NDC has always been like that. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother.
The caller that just spoke there, I tend to support him 100% because the same thing, I could justify to the same thing too. I was working as a gardener, taking care under the 4-H, assistant 4-H officer in the schools. And I was sent home, and I got a letter saying that your contract is up and it's not to be renewed. And it's for the same thing, because I am an activist for NMP. But as I said before, if NDC do something that is right in my sight, and Grenada is going to benefit, I am going to support it. I'm not supporting NMP, I'm supporting the act that is being done. And yes, I think they would have marked the gentleman because he was a top man in NMP and refused. That is totally wrong as far as I'm concerned. And yes, this government is specialized in doing it. And I wouldn't say that it may not have happened in the NMP. I do have facts to prove it happened, and I'm not saying it didn't happen. But I am one, will die that way, that you are a Grenadian and must be given what is for Grenadian, take out the immediate politics, party politics in it. I stand firm on that. I know that a lot of people, they take away your positions from you because you are an activist. That should not be. This Prime Minister, when he came in, he said that will never happen.
But the Prime Minister, Bukola, the policy of restorative justice, the Prime Minister said, we campaign on a policy of transformation, but it is not so much transformation, it is restorative justice.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that he did say that because he said to the people in Carriacou, when they were told that the people in Carriacou sent to him, he said it could be about 5.
You tell him go and get a lawyer.
You understand? You tell him go and get a lawyer.
The Prime Minister is a vulture.
So it shows that when I say that the NDC have a famousness to do that, I am not wrong or lying. The fact is, nobody should be treated that way. I am a Grenadian. Whatever is for Grenadians, whether you are a supporter of NMP, NDC, should be given to you. And I stand for my. And I believe that the NMP as a party is not speaking out about that enough.
I agree with you too, Colin. Yes. I agree with you on both things. Right. I don't believe that the NMP strongly condemn the policy of restorative justice.
No.
Particularly because the NDC did not campaign on restorative justice. They campaign on transformation. So I agree with you. I don't believe the NNP took it on too much, unless they're planning to do the same damn thing. Well, and I don't agree with that.
Could be. But I will never stand for that.
No, I don't support that.
If 3 men go for a job, and 2 is NEC, and 1 is NMP, and the NMP is better, trained better, able to do the job, let him have it.
But look at only when they fire the women from Carriacou and Pauls and etc. They only fire them because they say the people were wearing green clothes. Yeah. And you saw the advantage you take on the caregivers, the faith workers, and the fun the Prime Minister tried to make of it.
And let me end by saying that Mr. Tillman Thomas, who is a very good friend of mine, have a likeness for him, have let me down because he's a man that says stands for equality. He stands for principle. And I would have thought to see him display some more principle. I would have thought that he would have told the present Prime Minister, knowing that he have a longer scoop than him, he should have been there to tell him, listen, some of the things you are doing is not right. And I am disappointed with Mr. Tillman Thomas. But I realize that he's working at a goal. But apart from the goal, Mr. Tillman Thomas should be able to tell the government, listen, that road you're going on is not right. Thank you.
Yes, I think sometimes we underestimate the National Democratic Congress. About 10 years ago, I've been on radio and saying that the NDC embraced the Prince of Hate, the most fractious motivational speaker. The worst things come from their mouth, and the NDC embrace it. And I draw the parallel with Rwanda and how a radio program was able to incite violence in a fractious area. The NDC crowned the Prince of Hate. These people, they said, is part of the second cabinet. The Prince of Hate, the Iceman, and the most fractious motivational speaker. They curse everybody, including the church. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good day.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, I realize that the Prime Minister doesn't sit down in Grenada to do his work. Because the Minister of Education visits St. John Christian Secondary School, and he happened to come along and go ask him to pass on the Brothers Bridge. When this bridge on over 3 years, not a bridge on construction. So that means it is a Minister of Infrastructure. This is so this second calendar project was finished and project was incomplete. He's supposed to discuss this thing. Because the minister can come over and then he don't know that a bridge under construction. 3 years now that bridge under construction like a never-ending project. Just a demanding project, never end. So that means they don't discuss everything. He did discuss this thing and him. He will not ask him to come and pass it. Because he know that bridge is under construction. So I find that kind of strange. You can't go have a meeting every Monday or whatever. You don't discuss and say, where your project running? No, until man feel ambassador come and try to pass on a bridge under construction. And have to say, since the NMP and that bridge just singing. And that up now, like it just can't end. They backfill it. No, I see they dig it back up again. I don't know what like a never ending project. So I think the president sit down in Green and do his job. You know what I'm saying? The guy, if he's flying, I don't really blame the minister for that because he don't know. Because the prime minister is discussing nothing. So take care, Mr. Pierre.
The Prime Minister must take the post of Minister of Foreign Affairs and transfer Joseph Andal to education. He has emasculated Joseph Andal. He must recognize that Joseph Andal represents a constituency. You don't have to make him a mama pool. Right now, the people from St. Patrick's, the people from Shantimel, Celeste, Montreach, must lose all respect for Joseph Andal. He is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, but the Prime Minister doing the traveling. And Joseph Andal perhaps don't even have communication with the Prime Minister. Otherwise, he would have tell him, you can't sneak in a country as the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister sneaking in Nigeria without notifying the Foreign Affairs in Nigeria or Grenada. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
Yes, caller, welcome.
any Grenadian could go any part of the world once they have the money.
No, caller. If the Prime Minister of a country visiting another country, the established norm, the established modus operandi is to inform Foreign Affairs.
Nonsense.
The Prime Minister did not inform Foreign Affairs in Nigeria. He's sneaking in the country. And the governor told him that. The governor said, you come in secret. 2 days now you're riding around. You do the right thing now. You should have done it before. The governor chastised him. That's an embarrassment of no mean quality. Joseph Andal should have informed the Prime Minister, you can do that. But it means that Joseph Andal don't have a clue where the Prime Minister going. That is the action of a bandit. We must not support that. We in Grenada must not support that. This thing could only bring us embarrassment. The Prime Minister should take Foreign Affairs. He is the one that giving posts. He take Ministry of Communication and Works. But he traveling more than the Minister of Foreign Affairs. And he is abandoning the protocol, the established norms. It's an embarrassment for your country. He's going to cause problems for other countries. So he should take Foreign Affairs. So the Foreign Affairs staff will help him, educate him. And Joseph Andal, come on, you have to have some balls. Tell the Prime Minister, move you from that post. Don't stay there and make yourself full. You're doing as if you are domesticated for public ridicule. That is unacceptable. You can't support that. If the Prime Minister wants to take Foreign Affairs, he is the one that giving posts. But he cannot be traveling more than the Foreign Minister. That's not correct. And because he is not in Grenada, he don't know what's going on. And every time the ministers wake up, they feel to do something, they do it. And they afraid the press. One minister says she forget she computer. She forget she diary. She say, all you can answer question. A little pause I have. We ever hear that happen? Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
Yes, caller.
I listened to the debate yesterday. And
Which debate?
debate about the
In Parliament,
yes.
when the Prime Minister talk about zillion,
I was disappointed in the NMP people. Kit Mitchell and them, they in this country, they rule this country for 22 years.
what you were disappointed about the debate?
I was disappointed in them debating that they don't know they don't agree the date. Ask them to name a date. None of them.
We date for what?
The date with October 19.
What you want to name October 19 for? Unless the government says Heroes Date?
Is he was there already?
So what the opposition to do with it?
The opposition don't agree with it.
No, I don't agree with that too. So who could agree with that?
When you name a date, Mr. Pierre.
We don't agree with that nonsense.
Name a date.
Morris, all Deacon want to do is to make Morris Bishop a hero. Bishop is a common criminal.
Just as
Bishop is a criminal. He jailed 3,000 Grenadians without charge. He castrated Boko. You will nail man hero for that then.
Mr. Pierre.
Don't you know he castrated Boko?
Mr. Pierre.
Don't you know he castrated Boko?
Mr. Pierre, name a variable date. You name a variable date for this celebration. Name one.
Well, you name the date and you go in Parliament. Why are you asking opposition to name date for? You have the majority. No matter what date the opposition come, you will not accept it. This had to be done. Caller. This had to be done with consultation. So if the Prime Minister go in Parliament and he telling them name date, trying to make fun of them, they damn right not to say anything. This had to be done in consultation. The Prime Minister put October 19 as Heroes Day, and you don't see the turnout to get Heroes Day. You don't notice the turnout to get. I tell him don't juke us, because we go tell him what Morris Bishop did them women. We don't speak about them women yet, But we're going to start to tell Grenadian what Morris Bishop did them women. We speak about the castration about Boko and ponging out the toenails of policemen. Maybe the world don't know that. How you could name Bishop a hero? Bishop was a criminal. A common criminal. He was an orator. He could have speak well. If you want to honor Bishop, yes, nobody object. You gave him the Morris Bishop Airport, Grenadian in object. You put the highway Gary bill, you put it after Bishop, people don't bother. Because they claim Gary said he want nothing on earth. So you could give Bishop Gary Highway. You want to call Bishop a hero. Why you want to lie on history so? So much of these communists sit down waiting on an opportunity to trick Grenadians again. The communists have a nasty attitude, They know they can't build a party because they want to take the rights some people away. So they always playing snake in grass. They feeling in sleep. They pretending them is Christian in the church. And they're waiting for an opportunity to sneak in. And Deacon is providing an opportunity. What hero? Bishop is not a hero. Bishop was a criminal. A common criminal too. He was a good orator. He could have speak well. Or he could be hero. He's not a hero. Yes, caller, welcome.
Afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I want to speak a little bit about the women. I am totally against the abuse of women, whether and including.
Is yesterday there was Women's Day, the day before?
Aye?
It was yesterday there was with Gender Affairs Day.
Something, but I know International Women's Day.
International Gender Affairs, crime against women. Yeah.
March 8th.
Yeah.
Now, what happened over the years, historically? You find the GOLP party, yes, had 3 women in the parliament because, they went and they make laws and in the cabinet and so on, and make laws affecting families, as you see, not only women alone, women, men, families. Now you have Cynthia Gary, you had Whipple Ned, and you have
Nadia Benjamin.
Nadia Benjamin. Right. And it goes on. And when I look at the New National Party over the years, moved from 2 and went to 8, and now there are how much of them? 3 of them.
Half.
Yes, in the parliament on the opposition side. So which means they continue to lobby for the women and the families and the social issues on the country. And whenever you have, I must give Dr. Kit Mitchell that credence for really encouraging women to be in the parliament. And even yesterday, when you would have listened to Honorable Emmeline Pierre, it was joy unspeakable. But she got a little bit of tongue lashing. You understand? So I am totally against the abuse of women. I think we need, whether it's verbal or physical, I believe we have to be a little more charitable and human in working with the women, and especially the young ones coming up. We have to show some good faith and some good wanting them to come in and to join and take the rightful place in society, and even to reach the high level of being parliamentary representation. So, Mr. Pierre, with that,
yes, I was just thinking about some of the leaders in the world, very strong, powerful leaders that were women. Margaret Thatcher in England,
yes.
Golden Meir in Israel,
Yes.
Indira Gandhi in India, and Eugenia Charles in Dominica.
In Dominica.
And we had this woman in Germany.
Yes.
I can't remember her name. But we had very powerful women, and you're correct. Grenada was the first country in the Caribbean that was showing this gender equality, where we had 3 women, we had a woman governor, and we led the way. Even some of the laws that was passed, that if you're a woman, in some countries, if you was a man and you married a woman from outside, you could bring her in automatically. But it wasn't the same if it was a woman. And Grenada did it. And when they asked Eric Gary, who is a Grenadian, he said, if your grandmother is a Grenadian, you're a Grenadian.
Yes.
So we have always treat our women as equals.
As equal.
But we must never forget, among us, we have some hardliners that do believe that.
Yes, and even in 95, when the NNP, under the leadership of Dr. Mitchell, came in, there was a youth death, and the NNP had turned that youth death to the Ministry of Youth, Sports Development, Community Development and Culture, and was led by Adrian Mitchell.
Yeah.
So another time we will talk about the development of youth in the country today.
Color, you know, one of the challenges at NNP, they never sell themselves. They never speak about themselves. They sit down and let all the attackers attack them.
Yes.
And they never defend. They have not educated the militant members to defend their party.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Colin.
And then, Mr. Pierre, before I go, this morning I heard you with Andrew Donald talking about Nawasa.
Yeah.
But I want you to help me with some research, because I believe that it was the NNP with the leadership of Dr. Mitchell and Gregory Boyne at a time in Grenada, you pay water according to the size of your house. But I think these gentlemen bring in laws to say you pay for the water that you use. So I want you to help me with some research in that, and anybody hearing that could call and say something. That's another golden thing again.
Caller, when you're talking about infrastructure, you don't have to do research. Electricity, telephone, water, internet, and roads. It has been done by the NNP.
Yes.
Electricity, water, roads, byway, until the NDC was screaming out, they can in concrete.
Concrete.
So when you talk about electricity, telephone, water, roads, 10,000 toilet, infrastructure, Imani, is the NNP that did these things.
Yes.
The NNP has stayed too silent, and they have not informed the members about what the achievements were.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Pierre. Have a good evening.
Yes. And I think that is why Deacon could have said, nothing has been done in the country since 1983. And people didn't swallow him up immediately. Because there are too much NNP who said that they are NNP and they are not informed about what was done by NNP. And for Deacon to make a statement like that, and that's why I say he's a fake. No one's supposed to make us say that. We have achieved significantly. We have achieved a lot since 1983. So anybody saying that is malicious. If you come in politics, I'm not saying you don't know. You're malicious. You must know that. You know? That's when technology end up fighting with you. Yeah. Yes. Yes, that's one of the challenges that we have. People must be informed about the political parties. We have two main political parties in Grenada, the NNP and the NDC. You must know about these parties. If you don't know, every now and then you will be in serious trouble. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. P.
Yes, ma'am. Good.
How is only you this, I can say your friend us always, how he doesn't call the others and them and harass them?
No, you see, I have a attitude that a lot of people don't call my program because they don't want to deal with the truth. Even some of my friends on social media, when I ask them questions, they're attacking me personally. Mm-hmm. So I welcome anyone who call.
Yes.
Because the majority of people saying one amount of things behind your back, but you ain't calling your program.
They don't call in and say anything.
And even some of my friends, you hear us call them out on radio. Yes. Ali Hadim, and my cousin Danley, and Comrade Ray, and my brother Willie. Because they were strong mouthpiece. But even on social media, they call me a dumb and stupid. So, but I wouldn't entertain in discussion.
All right.
So I think it's important for us to have discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I want to say now, you see, Deacon Mitchell must want to have Bishop like a hero. And Bishop wasn't even a prime minister because the massive didn't vote for him. He shouldn't be lining up together with prime minister because he came in, well, they can have this same mentality because look at he went in Nigeria. The people and them didn't even know if he coming. So he want to take the same road as Bishop. That's the reason why he want to be Bishop, because he go in there like a thief in Nigeria. So who know? Sometimes so he make up his mind to go and overthrow the governor.
I say they order him to come.
What he make up his mind to do like Bishop. That's the reason why he always want to have Bishop as a hero. So when he do what he do, he want to be a hero too. But he better watch his case and careful with what he doing. If that is his plan, he wouldn't pass easy like Bishop. Bishop did it or in a kind of a way. And if that is his plan, tell him behave himself.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, have a good day.
We as a people have to challenge those who are doing wrong. You have to challenge them. And anytime you challenge them, you're shutting them out. When truth comes in tongue, it's easy for them to stand up. So they cannot defend Deacon. Deacon is a fake. And Deacon telling lies without compunction. So they can't defend that. How you go defend lies? How would you defend what is so blatantly wrong? So what they do, they try to intimidate you, attack you. Try to tell you can't speak good English. Try to attack Kit Mitchell. Everything you ask them, they jump on Kit. I always say, Kit Mitchell is not under the microscope now. Deacon is. Answer the question I ask you. They can't answer. So they attack you personally. But you must not stop. And you must not hesitate to entertain them. Those heavyweight NDC in my community, they have to run. If they're in the shop, I engage them in discussion. They can't stand up to the discussion, so they go behind your back and they make mischief. When they're on Facebook and I challenge them, I ask questions. They cannot answer the question, so they attack me personally. And I don't have much value. Juku to me, they want to attack personally. Rather than face the truth. There's a lot of truths we have to answer. What Deacon doing is wrong. It's blatantly wrong. Deacon flunked the law so he could raid the GDB bank. That is unacceptable. We ought not to accept that. The Prime Minister of Grenada, Deacon Mitchell, is opening the door to corruption. And it's so sad and unfortunate because over the last 10 years of the NNP, a genuine attempt has been made to close the corruption door. Over the last 2 terms of the NNP, a genuine attempt has been made to close corruption door. Legislation, they put laws in place to discipline themselves. You were not able to give a contract more than $15,000. And that was there to safeguard, to protect ministers from falling into corruption. Deacon Mitchell make it 100,000. And now, based upon the information we are getting, they're giving some people contract, and then they're taking the contract for themselves. This one is an interesting one. So they might give a fella contract because they know the man look as though well challenged, well Catholic. So they give him a contract, and then they pay him by the day. And some person within the party taking the big money. You're hearing so much stories. If we're hearing stories of kickbacks, this is why the minister Lacrette, I understand he was shocked. When the minister saw, when he investigated the level of corruption that was taken in national lottery, the man shocked. He couldn't believe. He went to Deacon. He wrote a letter to dismiss Mr. Corrupt. Deacon rescinded the letter. They had him take back the letter. And they fire Lacrette instead. That is the level of corruption that's going on. Mr. Forrester is ambassador of the diaspora. And he is well qualified to hold the job. That's not our issue. But Mr. Forrester is also running a program for the NDC. And it appears he is using the ambassador to raise funds for the political party. That is wrong. If he is an ambassador for the diaspora, he is not an ambassador for NDC in the diaspora. And he ought to know better. Deacon said within 5 or 6 days, 1,500 people sending their resume to help them to put on boards and etc. But it seems as though a few people from within the heart of the NDC they have on these boards. and the amount of corruption you're hearing about them is more than what Pali give the drum. Deacon himself and other senior members of the National Democratic Congress is said to be agents selling passport. Is said to be agents selling passport. If that is true, how that could be right? Mr. Tillman Thomas, probably don't know that. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
Yes, caller.
you talking about the man get a contract as a bike quantity. That NMP man is a
Caller, we not caller. We deacon we on, not NNP. You and what you're doing is not good for NDC. What you're saying, if NNP do it, NDC could do it. You can't do that, caller. That looking so bad.
You don't hear what I say. I say, if this man get a contract and he let somebody come and take it for him, he's a mumu. He's a dummy. That NMP man is a dummy. Let me tell you that. No man with the right ticket sense could have a contract and the next man come and take it from him.
Caller, the amount of corruption here, and I like you, you know. You see this statement you're making there? When me and you meet in the rum shop, I will give you more detailed information. I will give you some more detailed information and send you to somebody NDC and ask them. Why you think they're hiding from the press so? Why you think they're going to the favored press that petting them? I listen to two press people speak to Deacon. You look like they want to answer the question for themselves. You know? It seems as they want to answer the question and they want to apologize for asking the question. And when Deacon made statement that was tantamount to inciting violence, these press people never challenge him. Say, Prime Minister, you inciting violence? I believe the action of the Prime Minister was inciting violence against the opposition. In a previous program, I pointed out some of the people that had died violently in Grenada, including Innocent Belma and Maurice Bishop, as a result of political violence. Yes, you can give me a call. The number to call is 442-0175. And obviously, the level and acts of corruption in Grenada will continue to trend because it's so much of them. At all levels, you're hearing acts of corruption. And the Prime Minister raised the salary of his ministers by 100% or more. Because he said if you don't raise it, they will corrupt. But still at all levels, we have in acts of corruption. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good evening. How
Yeah.
are you doing?
Good, man.
I want you please to tell Mr. Deacon Mitchell, the registered farmers, he's saying nothing in the bank and no money, lying. I'm a regular listener to the program. I always listen to everybody. But there's a lot of corruption taking place. Every time you call, go in the bank, the money in the bank, no money, Mr. Pierre. The registered cocoa farmers, no money. Thank you.
Yes, so this is another issue again. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, Mr. Pierre,
Yeah.
what's going on, man?
Easy, my brother. Good, good.
Right. Well, the NMP finally they decide to have a date set.
Long overdue. Yeah.
You hear me good?
Yes, man. Great.
Yeah, for the convention coming up. But it's a good thing, right? But what I want to see the convention and whoever they're going to choose, if the opposition leader decide to step aside and let one of the colleagues to run to be the opposition leader of the party. This process must be fair, regardless of who if it's Miss Emily Pierre or Peter David or whoever want to throw themselves in the ring, right, to run. What I don't like is the opposition leader campaigning for Miss Pierre, right? And the way he talking like he don't want he don't want Peter David to be the leader. I think that's a decision have to be made by the delegates themselves.
You don't believe, because that's an important issue. You don't believe members of the NNP should show their weight behind the people of the choice.
The people of the yes,
Because you see,
yeah,
the Prime Minister, the ex-Prime Minister Keith Mitchell, may well feel that it's my right to support who I want.
well, yeah, that is all good for him. Nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, you go have a favorite. Everybody knows that. But don't tilt the scale and making Peter David look like he is good for nothing.
But why not? I mean, come on. If you watch the politics in the whole Caribbean, you have a situation from Jamaica when one leader going, they express their support for the deputy or they against who they're voting. And somebody as Keith Mitchell in the politics all the time. I don't know how people could say he shouldn't show his support behind a particular person. He might not have done it, but if he feels strongly about a particular individual, I can't fault him for showing his weight.
Listen, nothing wrong with whoever he want as a person. He want her as a person to be the opposition. Nothing wrong with that. And I have no issue with
With who? I understand that. We want the process to be fair. That's all.
Listen, the NNP party has to be a party of unity.
Yes.
Right? And when Peter David was in this party for a whole, maybe a decade or more, and he served this party with dignity. He really did good in this party. And I looking at Peter David as a man, if he be the opposition leader, he will unite the country. Definitely. Because Peter David is a guy who a lot of NDC people will vote for him. Don't mind they vote for Deacon Mitchell now, but they will vote for him for the NNP. And he is a guy who will unite the country, and the country needs somebody to unite them. That's what it's all about.
So now, caller, as you speak now, some people could interpret what you say as you throwing your weight behind Peter David.
No. Listen, I don't throw in to say, well, I want Peter David, but just telling you how I feel.
Because I have said,
Peter David
I am
a right guy to do that.
I have said
Miss Pierre could do the same thing too.
that all the members of the.
Say it again.
Yeah, I said I say I would like to see the process fair and free.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And who win. But it's difficult. I am not a member of NNP. I'm not a member of the party. I'm not a delegate like you. So it's about it's about 300 to 400 people are choosing the leadership.
Right, but
only delegates. The delegates are the one who choosing who the leader is. So while all of us talking on the outside,
the way he doing it, he poisoning the process.
No, I think he's openly backing somebody. So the question is, should?
But listen to me. The way he be coming out, I'm going to talk. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that. it's like
Well, the Prime Minister,
David is such a
remember,
horrible person, and the public didn't know about it, but he know.
let me tell you something. Keith has been the most criticized politician in Grenada and part of the Caribbean. I have not heard him answer to some of the personal attacks that on him. And if the leader at this stage is going out, obviously he could do one or two things. He could prepare to stay quiet and don't choose a side. But once Keith decide a back in a horse, Keith going to speak about it. That has been the individual all his life.
Yeah, yeah, okay. But I feel that was the best thing for him to do. Just be quiet and don't try to back aside and.
Well, maybe he feels strongly. Maybe he feels strongly because there are other individuals, scholar, within the party that feel strongly to that openly backs aside too. So while the thing is that Keith mustn't do that, there are other people within the party that openly backs another person. So it can be good for them and it ain't good for Keith. You understand?
Well, yeah, but anyway.
Well, we like to see the process free and fair.
I feel that he knows that he holds some weight in the party.
Of course.
He knows that he holds some weight in the party. Try and make the process fair. That's all I say.
On the 15th, I think they have the convention and they have the delegates who would vote. And I think it's about, I don't know how much delegate, if it's 300 persons or less, that would make the decision who to vote and who not vote. Because a lot of people are talking can vote. Yes, scholar. Thank you. Yes, scholar. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, scholar. Welcome.
Hello?
Yes, go right ahead.
Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
The caller that just called me, he's saying that the opposition leader poisoning the people's mind. So what he come and do they know? Not poisoning the people's mind? And tell this caller, say, people already make up their mind who they're voting for.
All right, okay.
People already make up their mind who they're voting for. So no matter what they say and what they say, people already make up their mind. Okay. So nothing he could...
About how much delegates, about how much people will be voting, you know? I think it's delegates.
I think if it had 8 polling division in the constituency, that means 16 people will be voting.
In a constituency.
Yeah. So if you had 10, if you had 10, 2 in each polling division,
okay.
So that will be 20. So people already make up their mind already.
Okay.
So I don't know why they're just beating them out. People already make up their mind.
So it's about 250 delegates.
I think so.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling you, they're just beating them out. And people already make up their mind. So nothing what they do, nothing what they say, whatever they do, whatever they say, and those who are attacking them is not delegates.
We're not delegates. So it's just like me. I'm not a member of any political party. I'm not a delegate. So we're just running with mouth on the side.
They're just running them out so already.
But we like it, We enjoy it. We like it.
Yeah, but I know we already make up, telling them we already make up we mind. So
right.
they could fly high, they could fly low. The thing already, people might already make up.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these political parties, they have delegates. And the delegates, you could have been a delegate last year, the last time you had convention, and you're not a delegate now. I believe the delegate come from the different meetings in the polling division. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
People mind does change. You could convert people. So forget what this was saying. I take almost with the former Prime Minister.
But you always take issue with the former Prime Minister. The former Prime Minister do nothing good for you. What issue you take with him now? Yeah? Yeah? Yes, scholar. All right. Okay. You go just call back. Yeah. You see, yes, scholar. Welcome.
You got to be a paying member of the party. In a different constituency, you have to be a paying member. You have to be a paying member in the party.
Okay.
And in the constituency, have meetings and they choose the people.
So the constituency select who the delegates will be.
That's how we have to be.
All
So
right.
when you have the meeting, you'll choose who you want. I mean, you'll choose 2 from every constituency, every village,
Yeah.
and that's how the thing goes.
All right.
So nobody know who going, nobody don't know who going, nobody know who coming. That's the kind of thing.
So a lot of us who
You
talking
understand?
just running with mouth on the outside.
Yeah, they just don't know what's going on. Because, you know, they just pick 2 from every, like 8 constituency, you pick 2 from each constituency.
So about 240,
And you gotta be a
300 people that chooses
be a
the
paid
leader of the
member of the
party.
party.
Maybe,
Yeah, that's how thing goes.
maybe they should have about 2,000
Friday,
people choosing the leadership.
Friday we'll have a good conversation. I have to give the history about Keith. Anyhow,
Okay.
have a good day.
Thank you. All right. Yes, so the general public, yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, I think to do with whereas we have equality, equal rights between man and woman and gender equality. If Kit Mitchell decided that since we had male leaders all the time, he see no problem in have a female leader this time, and I don't see why anybody should against him for wishing to have a female leader. He didn't say a female leader, but he recognized a lady. So whereas we have like now recognizing women, equal rights between men and women, I don't see why anybody should be against that. If you want women to be equal with men, well, he said he'll recognize, prefer to have a woman no than another man. He prefer.
The thing about it is, if Kit Mitchell had endorsed who they want, they would have not said anything. Maybe he's endorsing who they don't want. And you're going to find that in election. Even though you have a little cricket club and you're choosing the captain for the cricket team, or a cultural club, or a youth group, you're going to have preference. Yeah. What we hope is, after the convention, the NNP come out stronger and more united. That's all what we hope.
Oh, yes.
Because we can't vote.
Take care.
Yes, thank you. But I think in a democracy, in just as how other people could run them out on who they want, Kit Mitchell could run him out on who say who he want. I see nothing wrong with that. One person might say it might be good if Doc endorse somebody, or it might be good if Doc stays silent. But Kit Mitchell wouldn't stay silent. Not so they make it. In addition to that, if he endorses those who they want him to endorse, they wouldn't say anything. He must have his own feelings and his work with people over the years and believe this man might better for the leadership. That happened in Jamaica with P.J. Patterson. P.J. Patterson and Manley. When Manley realized, based upon the doctor recommendation, he can't make it anymore, he was pushing Portia Simpson. But then he go back and embrace and endorse P.J. Patterson. So you find these things. All we have to do is to hope the party don't break. They could fracture a little. They're going to have bruises. But by the time the 16th is over, we would like to see one strong NNP. And I believe all of us would like that. Yes, thank you very much. And we would not be with you tomorrow. I have a appointment that I must attend. So I'll be back with you on Monday for the program. But I will not be able to attend the program tomorrow. My apologies. This week was a real broken week for us. We'll try to make up that next week. Thank you very much.